Hey, what is up guys? In this video we'll be going over the K1 Communion Legendary Lost Sector. This is of course the Legendary Lost Sector located on the moon, and in Season of the Lost this season it's going to be at 1320 power level. Now this Legendary Lost Sector can be used to farm for exotics if you're completing this solo, and to get the highest chance for these exotics to drop you want to make sure that you're getting a platinum score from defeating all the champions in your run. We'll go over everything that I used in this run to make it pretty easy to complete, and we'll also go over any tips or tricks to help you along the way in case you're struggling with this. If you guys enjoyed this guide, you find it helpful, be sure to do me a favor, let me know in the comment section down below what exotic are you farming this Lost Sector for today. And without further delay, let's get into it. Alright, so first things first, we need to make sure you have access to the Legendary Lost Sector when it is K1 Communion. So you need to make sure you're at least 1270 power. That's going to be 50 power underneath the recommended. Otherwise, this Legendary Lost Sector will not show up for you. The other thing, you need to make sure you've cleared the K1 Communion Lost Sector just like normal. That way the name will show up on the director. If you've done both of these things, then you should be good to go, and you can go ahead and start farming. Now, these Lost Sectors do rotate daily. There's 11 in total, and these can be used to farm for exotics, which means you can complete this multiple times. So whether you're trying to get any of the new exotics you might be missing, like Radiant Dance Machines, Nothing Manacles, No Backup Plans, or if you're just trying to get a higher stat roll on any armor that you do already have, these are definitely going to be worth farming for. Now the Legend Lost Sectors are the ones you want to do. The Master ones do have a higher drop chance for exotics, but personally I think that the amount of time that it takes to complete Master ones, it's not really worth your time. I think that farming is a lot more efficient in the Legendary ones, and most of these Lost Sectors can be completed in under 10 minutes, relatively easy. So now let's go ahead and go over what to expect in K1 Communion. Now, K1 Communion is on the moon. It's one of the longer Lost Sectors. And as far as the modifiers go, we do have solar burn, so you're going to take more damage from solar. As far as shields go, there will be solar shields as well as void shields, so we'll need to make sure we have a loadout that can take care of those. And for our champions in this Lost Sector, we do have Overload as well as Anti-Barrier. So we'll definitely need to go over the mods that we'll be using to take care of those. But first we'll go ahead and go over the weapons that I would recommend for this Lost Sector. Now of course we're going to be needing Anti-Barriers, so a kinetic auto rifle would be my recommendation. So I used my 7 Seraph Carbine. For the secondary, I would recommend using Lemonade. Exotic bow. This is going to be for void shields as well as for our overload. And for our heavy slot, I'd recommend a rocket, preferably solar, so that way you can break the solar shields, and this is going to be your main DPS option. Alright, so now real quick to go over some of the mods I was using in this run that's going to help you survive just a little bit longer. In this run I was using Taking Charge, so when I pick up an Orb of Light, I become charged with light. Now with that we can do a few things. Protective Light is going to give me a significant damage resist when I'm charged with light. We can also get a damage buff from a High Energy Fire when we're charged with light, or we can use Reactive Pulse, which is going to make an arc pulsate of damage around us to help protect us. Concussive Dampener also works really well on the chest piece. Solar Resist or Arc Resist is going to be really good for this Lost Sector as well. Now you can also go with Recuperation. When you pick up an orb, it's going to start health regeneration. And any other mod slots you have, you definitely want to spec into either Recovery or Resilience. These are two stats that are definitely going to help you survive just a little bit longer. Now if you don't happen to have this exact loadout or these exact mods, that's okay. This is more just to give you an idea to help you guys out in getting this done fast and easy so you can farm for exotics. I am planning on making a guide later on in the season for all the Lost Sectors, which I'll call the Bare Bones Guide, in which I won't be using any exotics, and the only mods I'll be using is the champion mods, and this is to make sure that if there's anyone out there trying to farm for these that's either too low of light, you don't have enough good gear, or you don't have enough good mods, that you'll still be able to complete these relatively easy. So if you definitely want to check out that guide, stay tuned, and be sure to hit subscribe and turn on the notification bell when those guides do come out. But we'll go ahead and do a quick walkthrough through this Lost Sector, and I'll give you guys some tips as we go. Alright, now this first room can get a little hectic, and so this is where Lemonade is definitely going to come in handy, as it gives you a little bit more ag clear. This is also going to be where Arc Resist will come in handy as well, as there's tons of Fallen. Now this first room is going to have one champion. It's going to be an anti-barrier servitor, so you want to try and take out as many of the ads as you can, as quickly as you can. This is why the explosions and the poison from Lemonade do so well in this Lost Sector. Now the anti-barrier servitors are a little bit tricky if you're not used to champions. Basically the way to take them down, you want to lower their health just a little under a third, and then you get him to pop his shield. Now once he pops his shield, you need to swap to your auto rifle, and you're going to have to mow him down to break his shield. And once you stun him, that's when you can swap to your rocket and do DPS. If you're not used to champions, you might want to get used to them, as these Lost Sectors all have different champions. Anti-barrier servitors are sometimes the most annoying ones because of the fact that they make everything immune all around them. Now next up, going to the next big room, there's a lot of enemies in this room and a lot of different things going on. Once you first enter this room, you want to try to take out as many enemies as you can before you drop down. Now straight across from you in the corner is going to spawn some ads, along with behind you on the ledge as you go. So you want to try to take these out as quick as you can. And we're going to go and try and take these guys out to the left. Now once we kill them, we're going to go over to the right and try to take these guys out. And in the middle of the room, there's going to be a servitor. This is going to have a void shield, so this is where we definitely want to make sure and have void ready. And that's where the bow is going to come in handy. There's also going to be another anti-barrier servitor in this room, and there's also going to be snipers up on the ledge across from us as well. So you definitely want to watch out for them as you're trying to take these out. Now Lemonade does really well on the servitor, making sure you break that void shield. And again, with the anti-barrier champions, you want to try to take out as many ads as you can around them. Lower their health just a little bit, get them to pop that shield, swap to your anti-barrier auto, and then once you do pop his shield, switch to your rocket to actually take him down. Now once we clear that room, we'll head into this next room, and there's going to be a few invisible marauders. And we're going to come across our first overload champion. It's going to be very annoying captain. He likes to teleport around, so just hit him with the bow. And hopefully with one rocket you can get him low enough to finish him like I did. But if not, you're going to need to make sure you keep stunning him, as he's going to keep trying to teleport away. So preferably get him low enough to finish, if you can't just mow him down with your rockets. Now as you progress through into the final room, there's going to be mines on the ground here, so make sure you watch out, along with a bunch of dregs. Now this final room with the boss is very annoying. There's a bunch of enemies that spawn right whenever you enter, so you want to clear out as many as you can. And right away there's going to be another overload captain, so definitely stun him with the bow and just try to take him out as quick as you can like I did. Try to take out as many of these enemies as you can, and then once you work your way around the left side of the room, you're going to see a heavy shank. This is going to be where we'll need to pop his shield with the rocket. For solar. Now you could brute force him if you happen to have enough damage and just, mow through his shield without solar if you happen to not be running solar. But personally I prefer having solar just for the ease of use, because rockets already do pretty good DPS. Now again, Keep clearing these enemies as you can, and again, this is where your arc resist is going to come in handy. There's so many arc bolts flying around, so many mines, and so you definitely want to make sure you have those right mods on. Now once you kill the heavy shank, the boss is going to actually spawn, but heads up, there will be some invisible enemies spawning right behind you. This is where I try to do as much damage into the boss as I can initially, just to get him to move out of this little corner. There's going to be tons of enemies here, so you definitely want to watch out, but the boss is going to run away. So you'll have to definitely chase him, and eventually there will be another champion, another anti-barrier champion to spawn. And so you definitely want to be aware that once he rotates around the room to basically the other side, that's where the anti-barrier champion is going to show up. There's also going to be a couple other servitors in here as well with void shields, so definitely be ready for that. And so again, you just want to slowly take out all the enemies as you can and work your way around back to the boss to be able to do more damage to him. Now again, if you're using Lemonade, it's going to do poison explosive damage whenever you get a perfectly timed shot, so definitely take advantage of that. You can just keep hitting the boss with it, and anything around it the poison will spread to, so that's why this bow does really well in this lost sector. Now again, just keep taking out enemies, keep chasing the boss, and then once that champion does spawn, it's going to be probably the trickiest champion to take care of in this lost sector. It is going to be an anti-barrier servitor. So you'll have to do just like we did earlier. You'll have to weaken it down till it pops its shield, swap to your auto rifle, and then break the shield. And then once you pop his shield and stun him, you want to swap back to your rocket and try to take him out. Once you kill that servitor though, the boss should be relatively easy. Just again, watch out for snipers, watch out for mines, and once you clear the boss, you'll be able to grab the chest. Now, I hope that this guide did help you out. If it did, let me know in the comments section down below. And if you happen to get an exotic today or you're still farming, let me know which one you're farming for. Thank you so much for watching. And if you want to check out more guides like this one, remember to click subscribe and ring the bell so you never miss an upload. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.